What is an executive MBA for working professionals? Why is it important? What are the updates in 2024? This is what we have brought today for discussion. So let's explore what are the programs and what are the options to pursue an executive MBA for working professional. What are the pros, what are the cons, and what are the differences with respect to other MBA programs? Who will go for an executive MBA for working professionals? If you want to continue with your job alongside pursuing an MBA education, the Executive MBA for working professionals is for you. There are very specific advantages of this kind of a program, given that you are very clear of the takeaways that you have or the expectations that you have in terms of the final ROI of the program. The key to Executive MBA for working professionals are that it will definitely give you a career recharge. Getting a new skill set after years of work experience is always a good thing to do. It will upskill you for the future roles and the demand of the industry. You do not have to leave your job to pursue an executive MBA for working professionals. These are our part-time weekend MBAs or online programs or blended learning programs. So the kind of flexibility the schedule gives for this program will actually enable you to continue earning. It also, saves you from the botheration of looking for a new job. So you leave your job, go in for an MBA of 1 year or 2 years, and then you are restarting your career and trying to look for a new job after that. If you want to save yourself from that hassle, then also this makes a lot of sense. It makes a lot of sense to pursue an executive MBA for working professionals instead of a regular full-time MBA. A very typical question that is asked is that whether I should go in for an MBA or a part-time MBA or a weekend MBA. Why should one prefer the weekend MBA or the blended programs? These programs have advantages for those professionals who have, let's say, spent a substantial amount of years in their particular career, and they do not really want to transition their functions or industries. If you want to stay and grow within the same company, within the same industry, then this might be a good program for you. You will be able to interact with people who are at that same level as you are in the industry and learn from them. And the fourth advantage is that it gives you industry recognition. You come across as a professional who is upskilling, who is into continuous learning, and these programs are from well-known colleges, well-known institutes, so they are recognized in the industry. Whether it is an MBA or a certificate program, the school or the institution where you are pursuing your program from will have its own industry recognition. The first difference between the MBA and the EMBA is that the schedule of classes in an MBA is, of course, full time. You have to leave your job, you have to go into the campus and then pursue your MBA, whereas this will have a more flexible schedule of classes. The EMBA will require you to take leaves or attend classes over a certain period during the week or during the month, but it will not be that you need to go in for the class on a full time basis. So that flexibility is one advantage that it provides. The focus of the curriculum for an MBA and EMBA is pretty different. EMBA is for those professionals who already have work experience. Most of the programs have a very clear focus on the strategic outlook or the leadership skills that they help you with. There is a difference in the type of career support. MBA programs, they come with very specific career support with a placement process. An EMBA will not have a very specific placement process, but there would be a definite advantage in terms of the career support that the school provides. It could be in terms of upskilling your interviewing skills. It could also be in terms of improving your social media profiles or your digital presence or your personal brand. So there is a lot of difference in building your career as a fresher or as an MBA graduate or as an executive prior work experience. How does your resume look as a senior professional? All of these are very specific areas in career support which are covered in the executive MBA programs. The cohort composition for an MBA versus an executive MBA will be very different. The minimum work experience requirement for MBA programs is usually 2 years, and it ranges up to 25 years of work experience. From based on the minimum work experience and the intake that the school has, these are the four main differences to consider when you are choosing between an MBA and an EMBA. In India, there are roughly around 17 to 20 leading programs, and there might be more. These are all EMBA programs with their own specific requirements in terms of work experience, the test scores. Some do not take test scores, and then there would be a difference in the location or the industry that you are from, based on which you can choose the program, the IM program. So ISB PGP Pro has an alternate weekend class schedule. There is no test score to be submitted. For the application process, you need your essays, your LORs, and there is an interview process once you are shortlisted for that. This minimum requirement was earlier 5 years of work experience. Now it has recently been changed to 8 years of experience. So what we have also brought to you is the latest updates in 2024. There are many programs that you're looking at. So we have also tried to cover most of the updates about the Executive MBA for working professionals in this particular presentation. The next program that you can consider is the ISB PGP Max. So the minimum work experience for ISB PGP Max applicants is 15 years of work experience. This was earlier around 10 years of work experience, but now it has been changed to 15 years. So you can assume the class composition that the school is planning for at minimum of 15 years of work experience. So the program format is modular. There would be intermittent requirements of travel. So it will not be a weekend or an alternate weekend. You would have to travel for a certain schedule during the month as per the class schedules. And the locations where it is offered is at ISB Mohali and Hyderabad. So you'll have to travel between Mohali and Hyderabad throughout the duration of the program. Please do check the specific program requirements. And for the application process, there is no test score that is required. There you need to submit your essays, LORs, and then the interview process. So this is what the selection process for ISB PGP Max looks like. This is a lengthy list, so please bear with me. GOALisB has a program for working professionals. So this is called the ePGP program. This is offered in the blended learning program, or it is also offered in the online format. You need to submit an EMAT test. So this is a test that IIM GOALisB conducts on its own. And then apart from that, essays and interview. The program is offered at Kochi and it is also an online program. So you can choose according to the dates and the availability, you can choose from any of these. And the minimum years of work experience required to apply to this program is 3 years of work experience. Another 2-year MBA for working professionals is the IIM Visakhapatnam EMBA. So this is offered at Visakhapatnam in a weekend format. So this is a weekend EMBA program. And apart from that, the application process requires you to submit a test score. You can submit any of the GMAT or the GRE, the CAT score or the EMAT score, along with essays and the interview process. To apply to the IIM Visakhapatnam EMBA, the Executive MBA for working professionals, you need to have a minimum of 3 years of work experience. IIM Sambalpur offers an EMBA in the blended format. So blended format has classes which are mostly online. There is no test score which is required for this. Minimum of 3 years of work experience. This program is 2 years in duration. Again, since it is blended and mostly online, that means you would have to travel to the IIM campus for some part of the program. The next program for working professionals is the IIM Shillong WE. Applicants to have a minimum of 3 years of work experience with a test score. So the test scores which are acceptable for the IIM Shillong WE are WE MAT test. This is a test that IIM Shillong conducts on its own. If you have a prior test score, which is the CAT score or the GMAT score, you can also submit that if it is a valid score. And along with that, you have the SOP and the interview as a part of the application process. This is the Executive MBA for working professionals offered by IIM Shillong. The next program that we'll discuss is the IIM Jammu Executive MBA. So this requires you to have a CAT score, a GMAT, or a GRE score. If you don't have any of these, then IIM Jammu also conducts its own admissions test. So this is one part of the application process. The remaining part will be, of course, the SOP and the PI, the personal interview, which will be conducted as a part of the selection process. The program is offered in a blended mode and it is 2 years in duration. You need to have a minimum of 3 years of work experience to apply to the IIM Jammu Executive MBA for working professionals. The next Executive MBA for working professionals is offered by IIM Ranchi. This is a program which is 2 years in duration, again offered in a blended mode. You will have to travel to IIM Ranchi at the end of each term. Apart from that, it will be online. There is no test score that you need to submit. There is an SOP, and then the last part of the selection process is the interview. You need to have minimum 3 years of work experience to apply to the IIM Ranchi Executive MBA program. Great Lakes offers the PGXPM program. This is a hybrid 20 months duration executive MBA program. No test score is required as a part of this application process. You need to anyway submit your SOP and essays, followed by the interview to apply to the Great Lakes Executive MBA. There is around 35 plus days on campus for the Great Lakes Executive MBA, and you need to have a minimum of 8 years of experience to apply to this program. Next is the Executive MBA offered by IIM Kashipur. So this again is a program which is 2 years of duration. These test scores which are required for this application process, you can either submit the CAT, the GMAT or the EMAT test which is conducted by IIM Kashipur, and along with the essays and SOP followed by an interview. The program is again in the blended learning mode, and you need to have a minimum of 3 years of work experience to apply to the program. SPJIMR offers an executive MBA, which is the PGPGM. So the PGPGM is a 2 years program in duration. The classes are held alternate weekend. These are offered at Mumbai and Delhi campuses. And for the application process, you need to have a minimum of 4 years of work experience. Once you qualify for the program, you need to submit the test score, which can be any of the ones mentioned here, that is the CAT, GMAT, MAT, CMAT, ZAT scores, along with the online application for the process, and then followed by an interview. The next program that I'll discuss is the IIM Indore PGP MX program. So this is delivered at the Mumbai campus, which is the Powai campus for IIM Indore. It is a 2 years program, which is offered in the weekend MBA format. So for this, you need to have a minimum of 5 years of work experience, and the application process requires the submission of an test score. The test is conducted by IIM Indore, that is the IIM Indore aptitude test, along with an SOP and the interview. This is one of the programs that the Mumbai applicants can consider for an executive MBA for working professionals. The next executive MBA program that we have discussed here is the IIM Udaipur Executive MBA. As a working professional, you need to spend 2 years to complete this program. This program is entirely online, and a minimum of 3 years of work experience is required to apply to the IIM Udaipur Executive MBA. You need to submit the GMAT, GRE, CAT scores, or in case you don't have any of these, you can write the IIM Udaipur test along with the essays. This is followed by an interview as a part of the final selection process. The next executive MBA for working professionals that we have discussed is the IIM Nagpur Executive MBA. So Indian Institute of Management Nagpur has two campuses, one at Nagpur and one at Pune. This is a part-time or a weekend program which is offered for executives with a prior work experience of at least 3 years. And the program is 2 years in duration. As a part of the application process for the IIM Nagpur Executive MBA, you need to submit the IIM NAT test score, so which is conducted by IIM Nagpur itself, along with the essays, which is followed by the interview as a part of the selection process. The last program for today that we'll discuss is the Executive MBA, which is offered by IIT Bombay. IIT Bombay has a partnership with WashU, and the program is offered in Mumbai largely, with some travels to Washington DC. And this is a blending learning and online program. As a part of the application process for the IIT Bombay WashU EMBA, you don't have to submit any test scores. It is optional. The school might ask for it, but it's not an essential requirement. Your application must consist of the essays, the SOP, your resume, followed by an interview upon selection or the shortlisting of the application. And the minimum work experience that you require to apply to the IIT Bombay WashU EMBA is 7 years of work experience. Again, this is also a very good program for the Mumbai applicants to consider. Let's say you are in Mumbai and want to pursue an executive MBA for working professionals. A few options that you have or that you can consider are the IIT Bombay WashU EMBA, the IIM Indore EMBA. You can also consider the ISB PGP Pro, and you can also look at the SPJMR Executive MBA program. If you are looking at pursuing an executive MBA, you need to first consider as to what are your aspirations, what are the end goals that you want to achieve at the end of this program. Is it upskilling? Is it building a refreshed network? Is there a specific industry that you are targeting? Are you looking at a career change, or are you looking at a change in industry? So based on whatever aspirations and the ROI that you're looking at from the programs, your choice of program will differ. You can always connect with us for profile evaluation. So this is part one of the list that we have discussed today. will be sharing more updates with you shortly on the Executive MBA for working professionals. So stay tuned and subscribe to the channel